Crafton has a run on Enfinger now for fourth. Oh man, Enfinger almost went up to block him, and there was a little bit of contact getting into turn one. Crafton was just able to get on by. All these race leaders are running the inside, leaving Crafton a huge amount of momentum on these guys down the straightaways by running the top. Todd Gillen leads this race, but not for long as Crafton is coming on the outside. He's got Austin Wayne Self on the inside. Gillen almost blocked Crafton off. Crafton will lead his first lap of the race at the line. Lap number 19 there. So Matt Crafton to the lead as he clears Gillen into turn one. Man, oh man. Joshua White, welcome back. Ultimate Everything, welcome back as well. Thanks for stopping by there, Ultimate Everything. Lap traffic now. First lap truck of the race, Clay Greenfield, Daytona winner. Way off the pace here. And that truck that ended up getting into the wall is still out of this race up to this point as well. And something else also, as far as the camera goes, we should be able to move the camera up a little bit, so we should have the track map available after today going forward as well, because all my streams will be on OBS. I'll have the Wi-Fi compatible to do that. Again, literally in a couple hours, but unfortunately because the Cup race got postponed, we had to do this race beforehand. Otherwise we weren't going to have the stream today. So again, that is why we are at an early start time here in this one, and I was available to do it, so the time was perfect. More lap trucks now in the picture now. Crafton has burnt up that right front tire quite considerably here, so he needs to get out to as big of a lead as he can. 19 laps to go in stage one. If we don't get a caution, Crafton could be in trouble of trying to perhaps win this stage. I don't think he's going to be able to save a lot. It just seems like these Truck and Xfinity Series races, the tires have worn out a lot more on these tracks that you wouldn't usually see a whole lot of tire wear compared to the Cup Series races we've had so far. So it's very interesting. Of course, the Truck Series would make a little bit more sense. Oh my goodness, 4 wide going into turn 3. That's the second time we've seen 4 wide today, as Crafton just blew by all 3 of those lap trucks that were due his outside, as he made that look super easy. OBS can be very dumb. Well, hopefully my experience, you know, knowing my luck with the lagginess of the streams, yeah, the lagginess will be gone, but I'm sure something else stupid will come along. I'll have to have another obstacle in my way of trying to get these streams as perfect as I can make it, picture-wise and audio-wise. So we'll hope for the best. I mean, the 2 streams I've had on OBS so far were that same day when we did the Thunder 04, and we had a bad lag, but that was because my internet, and then the Gatorade Duel had a bad lag too. It wasn't as bad as the Daytona 500, but it was still pretty bad. But again, that was because of the internet. So hopefully audio was really fine that day despite the laggy internet. It was like the audio was there, but the picture was like, it just couldn't keep up because I didn't have a fast enough download speed. So again, all that should be pretty good to go going forward. Now, something else to worry about in this Truck Series race tonight, also, again, the tire limit. That's something we do not have in the Cup Series races, but in the Xfinity and Truck Series we do. 4 sets of tires, so it's been a while since we've seen a race where we've had to see either Crafton or Junior, depending on what series it is, take 2 tires instead of 4 to conserve the amount of tires we've had. Hasn't been as bad as of late, but here tonight you're looking like you might see some 2-tire strategy out of Matt Crafton in stage 1, assuming he has to pit before the end of the stage, which is likely going to be the case. So we'll see. Already Down to 20% tire wear into turn 1 there, and only 14 laps to go in stage 1, so he's definitely not going to make it to the end. He'll ride it out and hope for a caution, but if we don't get a caution, he's going to have to pit under green. Now, what will everybody else's circumstances be? Will they be able to make it on their tires? I'd have to imagine they would. And we have a caution with 14 to go in stage 1, right as we were talking about it. Caution's out at lap 27. And that is going to set up an interesting restart. It'll be right sides only for Crafton. Still going to try to conserve the amount of tires he has. He's going to try to loosen the truck up quite a bit too here. One round of wedge, at least for the short run, going to add 5% more tape. So a little bit of some adjustments coming here. He'll top off on fuel as well. So this will likely win Crafton the race off of pit road. But this is going to be an interesting finish to the stage. He's going to try to make some adjustments here again to try and keep the truck up and running, but he's going to have 4 fresh tires in the entire field behind him versus his 2. This might not work out. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. Is the race happening today? Yes. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Cup race will be on, so that is why we are doing our stream beforehand and why it is a truck race on NASCAR Heat 5 as well. Green flag back in the air. 10 laps to go in stage number 1 here at Kansas, and Crafton gets through the gears really quickly, but can he hold on to the lead? That one round of wedge being taken out of the car, obviously loosening it up. Right sides only, probably going to loosen it up as well. What a restart by Stuart Friesen, quickly jumping in front of Gilliland. And how about Tyler Hill as well? Tyler Hill, the 56, is now going for second place. 9 to go in stage 1, this time by. And as they're side by side for second, that's what Crafton wants to see off of turn 4 here. As he is on the outside, the preferred lane here at Kansas Speedway. Tyler Hill is up to second. He has cleared Friesen off of turn 2. Eyes set on the lead. Can Tyler Hill pull off an upset and win stage number 1? He's in that unsponsored number 56 truck, riding for sponsorship, but most importantly, he's trying to go for the win here in stage 1. Again, might I add, but still 8 to go. That would be a huge feat. Crafton really loose after the adjustments and the tire strategy here to conserve. Tyler Hill is creeping in on him corner after corner. He doesn't have the straightaway speed the 88 truck has, so he's trying to use his draft down the straightaways. Hill's been going to the inside as well. It's a little interesting too. Crafton still in front of him off of turn 4, but Hill is right there. 7 to go in the stage. Crafton back to the outside again. Will he drop to the bottom to maybe try something different eventually here? Hill takes a peek. Crafton trying to get as close to the wall as he can without hitting it. Hill on the inside. Crafton throws the block. Hill almost got to that corner panel. That was really close. And now Stuart Friesen's going to try the outside. And look at the middle lane coming now. Todd Gilliland taking a peek there as well. Hill almost got into the 52 off of turn 4. Man, 6 laps to go in the stage. Can Crafton hold on? He's got the clean air, and that's helping him a ton. But with Hill dropping to the bottom, it's at least giving him some sort of clean air in the corners. Gilliland is up to 3rd. Friesen's starting to go backwards now. He's got Austin Wayne Self on his inside. Crafton gets through turns 3 and 4 really well. Gilliland now on the inside. Well, he was for a moment. Hill's able to pull the block on him. I think Gilliland has a faster race truck. Remember, that's who Crafton took the lead away from in this opening stage. And Gilliland is on the inside of Tyler Hill. But he couldn't clear him yet. He likely will in turns 3 and 4 unless Hill can drive it in deep and hold that right rear corner panel. He can't do it. So Todd Gilliland is up to 2nd. And again, has a faster truck than Tyler Hill. We'll see if Gilliland can catch Crafton for the stage 1 victory. 4 to go. I cannot believe on 2 tires that Crafton's hanging on. Oh, he's in the wall. Crafton's in the wall in turns 1 and 2. Gilliland will take the lead. Just a tiny mistake there. Getting into the corner is enough to cost him the lead. Can he get back into it? Oh man, he drove it in deep into that corner. And Gilliland gaps him through turns 3 and 4, trying to win the stage. Gilliland breaks the draft, running the outside. Crafton takes the shorter way around on the inside. Crafton's running just a tad bit higher. Can he get the momentum? He's got a huge source of speed in 1 and 2. Crafton to the bottom. Gilliland on the top. Crafton hasn't been good on the bottom all day. But can he get around Gilliland? He slides in front of him. Gilliland trying to cross him back over to the inside. Coming to 2 laps to go in stage 1. Gilliland still leads at the line. Crafton wants the outside into the corner. Try to hang on that corner panel now. In the middle lane. Crafton should get the run off in turn 2 again. Oh, he is. He's going to try that slingshot move again into turn 3. On the bottom, Gilliland all the way to the top. Crafton with a slide job. He's going to clear the 38 truck. And Gilliland couldn't get the crossover that time. Crafton leads. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 1. And they have brought Tyler Hill and Austin Wayne Self back in the picture again. Gilliland goes high. Hill to the bottom, trying to go for second now. And that's going to allow Crafton to pull away off of turn 2. Oh man, they're almost 3 wide for second. Hill trying to keep up. Another shot at second place going into turn 3 for the final time in the stage. They are almost 4 wide back there for second. They will be 3 wide off of turn 4 as Crafton wins stage 1. 3 wide to the line for second place further back. Not sure who got it. Looks like Gilliland held on for second there, and then Hill, Self, and Enfinger, your top 5. And oh man. Crafton will take the stage 1 victory and now can take 4 fresh tires under the stage brake. Pixelated, welcome to the stream as well. Welcome everybody that has joined the stream here in the early going. Stage 1 is just completed. On to stage 2. The first 2 stages, 40 laps each. Stage number 3 will be 167. Or sorry, not 167. 167 in the total race. 87 laps in the final stage is what I meant to say. Green flag back in the air. Crafton getting through the gears pretty well again. And for hanging on just 2 fresh tires, that was a pretty impressive run by Crafton for the final 10 laps of stage number 1. But he showed a valiant effort. This 88 truck's a lot faster than the 12 truck last night in the Cup race. Tyler Hill with another great restart. Quickly gets to second with Enfinger right behind him. Here seems like that first truck on the outside loses 2 to 3 spots every restart. That was the case on the last restart. And that was the case here. Only 1 caution for incident so far today. Enfinger trying to get up to second place. Hasn't quite cleared Tyler Hill rather. Yet. Enfinger with a big run on the bottom. Handling the race truck's a little bit tighter when Crafton's on 4 tires, it looks like, as he tries to side draft his teammate as they battle for the lead. Wow, Crafton got off into the corner really deep, and he gets into the wall, and look at, man, what a run by the 38 as they are 3 by 3 through the tri-oval. Crafton throwing some blocks there, now looks to the inside of Stuart Friesen. Sauter, meanwhile, to the inside for the race lead on Grant Enfinger. Another crazy restart here at Kansas. Jordan Anderson is up to 4th. What a run for that self-owned race team. Tyler Hill pump drafting Crafton through 3 and 4. Crafton tried to slow that momentum down on the inside. Another push from Tyler Hill down the back straightaway. That'll help him out a little bit. Runs a couple lanes off the top into that middle lane again. Yeah, Cole, we fell back to 35th because we ended up going 4 laps down. I short pitted a couple times. The first time it costed me 2 laps because the caution came out before everything cycled through. So that's why we got stuck 2 laps down. And then I went to short pit again after we fell 2 laps down again after getting 1 laps back on a wave around. And when I came to pit road, I got hit from behind by Eric Jones, and that made me speed going onto pit road. So I was already going to lose another lap because of short pitting in hopes to get back to 1 lap down, and ended up falling 4 laps down because the pit road speeding penalty was 15 seconds. So I was on pit road for basically a full lap as the leader. So that's how I fell 4 laps down, was back in 35th. I was not a 35th place car by any means. I was probably about a 15th to 20th place car most of the night. Started off as a top 10 car, and then we had to slow the car down to get the handling right because I was not going to make it to the end of the race with the car handling the way it was, and I couldn't afford to DNF again for the 3rd time early in the season. But we cost ourselves some stage points. We came out, finished 12th, got back on the lead lap, and we still had the points lead narrowly. The top 3 are within 7 points of one another in the Cup Series, in the standings for that regular season title. Blaney still got the points lead by just 7 over Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski, as they're tied for 2nd. So that is looking good. Kevin Harvick's climbed into the picture now, about 72 points back in 6th. So the top 6 within 72 points. It's pretty incredible. I mean, we still had, by the end of the race, we had about a 12th, 13th place truck, all things considered. I know the fresh tires gave me spots, you know, on the restart, but I also lost a couple by pitting too. So in the end, the restart really didn't gain or lose us any positions. The fresh tires, we honestly could have probably lost some time on the restart just because my car was slowing down over the course of the run. Here tonight, Crafton's got the long run speed. That's something Blaney did not have last night. Well, he did fall back to the back half of the top 10 on this restart. Now Anderson, who got up to 4th, is going to fall back to 7th once Crafton gets around him. Side by side for the lead, up ahead again. Stuart Friesen, Grant Enfinger, they're 2 by 2 because 3rd and 4th are side by side behind of Gilliland and Sauter as well. Anderson trying to hang on the 88, couldn't quite do it. He clears him down the front stretch. I think that run off the top side was just too much for Anderson to overcome on the bottom. And how about Ross Chastain has driven himself back up to 8th. He was in an earlier accident, had some damage to the front of that race truck. I think that caution that came out at the end of the stage kind of helped him, although he repaired damage and lost some time under that pit stop. He was able to, of course, get back into it with that late race restart, and obviously the pit stops under the stage break there have, again, brought him back into it considerably. Todd Gilliland has just taken the lead away that last lap. He got around Gilliland through turns, or Enfinger rather, through turns 3 and 4. Cracked into the outside for 5th on Austin Wayne Self, and you can see the speed over the course of the run is starting to pick up for Crafton just past 10 laps into the run. A lot of these trucks running the outside. You didn't see that much in stage 1. Crafton's been on the outside, but a lot of these guys have been running the bottom. I think you saw in those closing laps, they were just finally starting to move up. They were seeing some speed up there that Crafton was able to use to his advantage to win stage 1. Enfinger to the bottom to block. Crafton shoved it in there to get by Stuart Friesen for 3rd. And big run by Crafton that Enfinger could not block off of turn number 2. Look at the speed that 88 truck has now. Going to get a big run off of turn 4. Which way will Gilliland go? He's going to be a sitting duck after running the bottom there. Crafton just gets under him. Gilliland leads the lap at the line. Crafton, though, to the lead as he blocks Gilliland. Gilliland now with the crossover. Crafton's in the wall. Crafton got into the wall in turns 1 and 2. He couldn't hold the corner. Gilliland back on the inside again. Who will get the run off of turn 4? It'll be Crafton as he clears Todd Gilliland again to lead his first lap since the restart in stage number 2. About 1 hour away from the resumption of that Cup Series race. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, watching this, waiting for that race, thanks. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button for more daily NASCAR content. We've got some full race live streams of the realistic broadcast on the daily. Fun race so far today. We'll alternate to the different camera angles for the first time now. Not quite halfway through the run. Now that wedge adjustment seems and feels like it has taken a lot less stress off the right front tire for Crafton in stage 2 compared to how much he was wearing it out in stage 1. Good to see, because this 88 truck is really fast, but already used a set and a half of tires in stage 1 alone, so again, has to be careful. Only 2.5 sets left the rest of the race. The next stop will be right sides only. That'll give him 2 sets left the rest of the race after that. Already nabbing that playoff point and 10 stage points was a good start to the night, though, and he's trying to replicate that here in stage 2. We'll be halfway done with stage 2 this time by, once we hit 20 laps to go. So although he's not wearing it down as much, it does look like Crafton might have a little bit harder of a time trying to get to the end of the stage. That caution definitely helped him out in stage 1. Gave him a chance to pit with everybody else. He might need that same caution again here in stage 2. Now, it helped him make it to the end of the stage, you know, to have a shot to win it. Did it help him win it? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you could say in the grand scheme of things, it definitely helped him win the stage, but knowing he still had to battle pretty harshly there with Gilliland at the end, who did pass him not once but twice. So, I mean, they were going back and forth there. It definitely gave him more of a fighting chance, that is for sure. Crafton tries to drive that car off the top by a lane. He saw Jason White up there on the outside through turns 1 and 2, and he did a great job trying to run as high as he can up the track without actually running that same lane, so that way he could carry as much speed as he could through the center of the corner. So that was a great drive in that corner alone there for Crafton. The truck will only loosen up more and more over the course of the run, so that could cause for the right front maybe to not wear as much as well. Didn't have to fight through as many trucks, of course, compared to the start of the race, too. Remember, Crafton started 31st after not qualifying or practicing for this race today. Only 7 races to go in the regular season for the Truck Series after this one today. Crafton's got a decent-sized points lead here in the regular season. Trying to win that regular season title, get the 15 extra playoff points that we've been talking about really in all 3 series so far. We have a shot to sweep the regular season championships. Currently leading in all 3 series. Big lead in the Xfinity Series. A decent-sized lead in the trucks and a very narrow lead in the Cup Series is kind of what we're shaping up, and we're about halfway through the regular season in all 3 series. We'll be past halfway in the trucks and Cup. I think the Xfinity, we still have a couple extra races left. But obviously less races in the playoffs there as well, so it's all kind of evened out. Definitely keeping up with all 3 series a lot better than what we did in Season 1. And we are also doing the points ourselves for the Xfinity and the Cup, because I did not save my Charlotte races for whatever reason, but it saved my Charlotte race for the Truck Series. So the Truck Series is still up to date, and we have not DNF'd yet either, so got that going for us. And we haven't DNF'd in the Xfinity Series as well, but for some reason, again, it did not save the results. It's a good thing I live streamed these because I was able to actually look at the results in the live stream, so I was still able to get all the points. Same thing goes for the stages. At least it's the last seasons for NASCAR Heat 5, and I'm going to trust that NASCAR Thunder 2004 won't do that to me, so I won't have to keep track of the points myself. It's a lot easier to keep track of the points in today's NASCAR compared to back then, because the numbers were just inflated more, because you earned more points per race, and there were bonus points throughout the course of a race. Like, I wouldn't be able to keep track of who led every single lap of the race throughout the race on NASCAR Thunder 04, so it would have been a lot harder if I had to end up resorting to that then. But EA Sports, I trust them with their older NASCAR games compared to NASCAR Heat 5, that I won't have an issue like that then, that hopefully all my races save. Angela Ruck on the racetrack as well. So that was not Angela Ruck that got involved in that accident earlier in the race, as I didn't expect it was, because I didn't think she was in the top 10. Still not quite figured out who that was. That was before the first caution of the race, if you remember. Crafton's out to about a 13.5-second lead on Todd Gilliland. Now right front tire starting to wear out quite a bit again. 11 laps to go in stage number 2. And I just don't think Crafton's going to make it to the end of this stage either. So he's going to stay out as long as he can, hoping for a caution. He will pit for right sides only, but if we stay green to the end of the stage, I do think everybody else will be able to make it for sure this time with those less laps, and Crafton gets into the wall again through turns 3 and 4. Going to cost him a little bit more on that right front. That could have been another lap. 10 to go, stage 2, this time by. And this is just not, again, not looking out to be a very good start to the stage. Only 13 trucks on the lead lap. Tyler Ankrum just went a lap down. Tate Fogelman in 13th up here, about to go a lap down. It's like Ben Rhodes just outside the top 10 in that 99 truck for Thor Motorsports. That's one thing too. I have not played NASCAR Thunder 04 since I have streamed it last. So when we go back to it tomorrow, don't be surprised if I might crash out of that race before the end, because it's been a while. I will practice beforehand, and I will qualify, but I already mentioned I'm practicing, or planning on practicing literally every race. It's not like Heat 5 where I could just jump right into it. If you watched any other NASCAR YouTubers play NASCAR Thunder 04, they will tell you offhand how hard of a game it is. And up until I played it for the first time in a long time, a couple months ago, I forgot how hard it was. And the last time I played it, I probably had stability help or something on, because I would have been really young the last time I played it. At least 10 years old, if not younger. Especially that game. There were some other NASCAR games I played, you know, older games I played more recently, like when I had my PSP and I played NASCAR 07 a lot, or NASCAR 05, Chase for the Cup. I played that a lot too, but I didn't play a lot of Thunder 04, so yeah, it definitely would have been a long time. Man, Jordan Anderson's going a lap down. Remember, he started in the top 5 at the beginning of the stage. And this could be problematic here. This will be, again, right sides only for whenever Crafton comes to pit road. He's going to stay out again. At least one more lap. Five laps to go in stage 2. Can Crafton still win the stage? Oh, Natalie Decker running the outside. Crafton had to lift a little bit there. Looked like she was going to try to give him a lane, but he didn't start in the corner high enough. So Crafton will pit this time by. Gonna have to be careful coming off the banking here to make sure he doesn't blow that right front tire. 45 miles an hour will be the pit road speed limit. And he does a great job getting onto pit road without speeding. Right side tires only here. No fuel under this pit stop. Actually, I go 1 can just to make sure. This is going to be tough. I don't think Crafton's going to be able to stay on the lead lap. He had about a 23-second lead, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I gotta tickle my nose, so if you guys keep seeing me like rub my nose, that would be why. I don't know. It's like I feel a sneeze coming along, but I'm not sneezing. Quick stop, 9.6 seconds. But nowhere close to the race lead here for Crafton. He will stay on the lead lap with that right side tire change, but unfortunately it's going to cost him a chance at a playoff point. And he's going to be lucky just to get stage points here. Still got to get up to speed. But better than blowing the right front tire there for Crafton in stage 2. Be much different if it was the very, very end of the race. I would have been committed to staying out. And we got another truck on pit road. Clay Greenfield's up in smoke. 3 laps to go now in the stage. Now Crafton has jumped, or he has a chance to jump up to 9th. He's got 2 fresher right side tires, so got that going for him as well. We'll see if he can catch anybody else, but he is up to 9th. But 2 stage points when he could have gotten 10th. That's an 8-point swing there, and that is definitely not what Crafton was hoping for, but he got lucky enough with the caution in stage 1, not so much here in stage 2. We've gone caution free. You can just see how much faster he is than everybody else. I just don't think he's got enough laps to get to Chastain. I could be wrong. I mean, lap traffic will definitely play a factor, but white flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Stage 2. Crafton got into turns 1 and 2 really well. Man, look at that. I can't believe how quickly he caught Ross Chastain. He was 3.5 seconds behind him 2.5 laps ago when he came out of the pits. 3 laps ago to be exact, actually. But he will jump up. He might catch Tyler Hill. I think going to the bottom cost him just enough. I don't think it was going to matter. He'll finish 8th in stage 2, but at least he gained 1 more point right at the end there. 1 more position. Grant Enfinger will win stage 2. He actually was able to catch Todd Gilliland in the closing laps after Gilliland took the lead when Crafton hit pit road. So Thor Motorsports still steals the stage win away there, but it's a different truck, the 98 instead of the 88. Crafton's going to stay out of the pits here. I just don't think we can pit now and make it a 1 stop the rest of the way. We can't even go 40 laps into a run, so little strategy call here for Crafton and his team. They're going to stay out of the pits at the stage break, and we'll see how that will go. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Thanks, and yes, I have. Well, yeah. Thanks for listening while I'm at work, or while you're at work. I'm at work here, but this isn't. I'm not getting paid, so I guess I can't call it a job. It's more of a hobby. But yeah, the NASCAR Cup race will start at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. I watched the start of the telecast at 3. When they postponed that, I pretty much came up here and was getting everything ready for the stream so we can get this in before the race, because I wasn't going to have time after. Again, because it's probably going to be not a late night. I mean, the race will probably get over before 8 o'clock as long as there isn't like another red flag, because they already ran over 50 laps. So I think it'll get over before 8. But I still got to get the post-race analysis video out too, so this gives me more time. We'll just have to wait on Thunder 04 till tomorrow. Good restart there by Friesen. He's up to 2nd place. Better restart for Crafton on 2 fresh tires. 2 tires that he's actually even got 4 laps of tire wear on versus everybody else on 4 fresh Goodyears. But we'll see. Can Crafton hold on? He's got the clean air. That's going to help. But Friesen trying to reel him in. Crafton will have to pit well before everybody else when the time comes. Aiden Rowland, welcome to the stream. Friesen to the inside, into turns 1 and 2. Crafton on the top, trying to get the run near the wall. But easily it'll be Stuart Friesen taking the lead away, and Johnny Sauter actually had a big run off the exit of the corner. That left front starting to get really worn on Crafton. He's trying to hang on out there. And this is definitely a risk, that's for sure, because this is going to put him a lap down, but only 2 sets of tires the rest of the race. He didn't want to go through that set already. Yeah, it is the 5 car for Kyle Larson too. That'd be kind of cool to see the 5 car come back. I'm kind of excited for it. Johnny Sauter to the top, right in front of Crafton. Crafton, he was able to gain on corner entry, but he just couldn't keep up with him once he got caught in the air. Plus, again, the tire advantage that Sauter's on. And look at Enfinger, your stage 2 winner, trying to go back up there and challenge for the lead again, as he's underneath Johnny Sauter for 2nd. See if he'll clear him off of turn 2, or will Sauter get the run? It looks like Sauter's going to get the wrong run and hang with him. And now Sauter trying to pinch Enfinger on the inside, not let him get as good of a run as he probably would have hoped. And now Crafton down to the bottom, trying to use the apron to his advantage here through the tri-oval. And now Crafton rides the bottom of the racetrack with everybody else, as he gets underneath the 13 of Sauter now for 3rd on corner exit. Enfinger is going for the lead. Will he have enough of a run to get to that inside of the 52? Crafton runs the middle. No, Friesen was able to block there. Oh man, Austin Wayne Self just got into the back of the 88 truck. Loosened him up just enough to sneak under him, and they're 3 wide with Crafton in the middle going into turn 1 now. Good racing on the restart. Not a lot of room between Crafton and Sauter as well. Enfinger, meanwhile, is underneath the race leader of Stuart Friesen. Big run on the bottom by Crafton. Where did he get that head of steam from? My goodness. Yeah, Super Chat will be available when we get to 1,000 subs, so hopefully sooner rather than later. So hit that subscribe button if you're new. Help me out. Start of my broadcasting career. That's why we do these realistic broadcasts with NASCAR video game live streams on the daily. You can watch the young journey grow in the process and help me out to hopefully one day live me my dream. Crafton gets to the inside here. He had a big time side draft on Austin Wayne Self, but you can see him drift up the track. Oh man, Tyler Hill almost got into the 22. Friesen still in the process of trying to cross over Enfinger for the lead. They both go a little bit lower. That gives Crafton the top side through turns 1 and 2. Crafton will get by his teammate Enfinger. Huge run to the back of the 52 truck, but Friesen pulls up and blocks him. Crafton tried to go low. Friesen also goes low. Just getting under the 52 truck now. They almost shut the door on him again. Crafton's got the run into turns 1 and 2 on the bottom, and Matt Crafton will take the race lead away. And Friesen can't get the power down off of turn 2 to get the crossover. I mean, that is definitely possible that Hendrick could be a powerhouse in the next 3 to 5 years. We'll see how it develops. I'm not completely sold on William Byron yet. I know it's really early in his career. He was definitely rushed up way too soon, though. That's why it's taken him a little longer to develop. That's why he's only got 1 win in 3 years in Hendrick Motorsports equipment. And only 2 playoff appearances, and 1 he got eliminated in the first round like this year. He's not even going as deep as, say, Bowman in the playoffs the last couple years, or nowhere near as close as Elliott. He is outperforming Jimmy, so I'll give him that, but he also kind of took his crew chief along with him, too. So Matt Crafton will pit this time by. That left front tire is starting to get really worn out. Crafton going to nurse it in turns 3 and 4 here. And this will give Stuart Friesen the race lead. Crafton on the brakes, Man, he is creeping. He really wanted to try not to blow that tire. And he did, coming onto pit road there. So Friesen takes the race lead away. Look at that pack of trucks there for about second. Oh, that is a tough break. 4 fresh tires coming up for Crafton. No adjustments. And that left front tire blows out on him coming to pit road. I had a bad feeling it was going to blow coming off the banking like it did, and that's why Crafton was creeping, but it didn't matter how slow he went because he was only going about 30 miles an hour when it happened. Six seconds of damage, just enough to not repair it too. 15.7 seconds stop. Crafton will go a lap down. And everybody else could probably go another 30 to 35 laps on fuel. So Crafton's back to 20th. He's 1 lap down. He needs to have this race play green until everything cycles through. Good news is he's got 4 fresh tires, so he should be a lot faster than everybody. We'll have to see how that comes into play. And again, there you see heavy damage to the front of the truck. It might not look as bad as it is, but we'll have to see how this may tighten the truck up a little bit more over the course of the run. 71 laps to go. Huge run. So in that 20th position. He is the first driver 1 lap down right now, so that's going to help too, I guess. If we did get a caution, he would get the free pass. But he'd have to restart at the rear of the field. And he's only got 1 set of tires the rest of the way as well. So again, there's just a bunch of intriguing scenarios here in the final stage all of a sudden. And although Crafton's had the fastest long run truck, he hasn't led a ton of laps here tonight. Hard to tell if he's led the most. I think he's led the most just because of the amount of different drivers we've had lead the race. It's really hard to tell who's got the strongest short run truck. Obviously, Stuart Friesen's in the lead now. But we saw Todd Gillen leading a lot in stage 1 until Crafton took the lead. Enfinger, of course, won stage 2. So again, it's just really tough to tell who exactly is the fastest for about the first 10 to 15 laps of a run. Ah, looked away from the chat a little too soon there. Yeah, this is gonna be really fun to decide the winner here in the coming laps. We are almost a half hour out from the start of the Cup Series race today. We are gonna run you right to that time on the channel today with this Kansas truck race. 100 laps complete, over 100 laps complete now for the leaders. We're at lap 102. Crafton being the first driver 1 lap down, so just 66 laps to go, about 2 laps per minute, just over 30 minutes until the resumption of the race. I'm telling you, like, I will literally lead you guys almost back to the green flag. Like, they will probably be on the track running some caution laps at the time of this race ending, so exciting for you guys, exciting for me too. As long as we don't get a ton of cautions that kind of slow the race pace down, of course. So I definitely don't want to miss a lap. I'm sure you guys don't want to either. Again, Crafton with 4 fresh tires. It is reeling these guys in, but that damage has to be slowing him down quite a bit because it just doesn't seem like he's really running these guys down as quickly as he should have been with 4 fresh Goodyears. Again, about 10 to 15 lap pressure tires. Everybody else can make it on 1 more pit stop. But that includes Crafton too. So having to take that extra stop, you just wonder how much is that going to cost him here by the end of the race. Took a big run down to the apron there. Carried the momentum now to the outside into turns 1 and 2. The lane was up there for the taking, even though Austin Hill was on the top. He wasn't near the wall like Crafton was. Saw a few sparks fly there. Like close Crafton ran to the wall. It didn't really look like it slowed him down. I mean, he barely grazed it. Zooming right around, Ross Chastain in the 40th place. And again, here are the leaders. In all reality, not too far ahead. Crafton is gaining speed over the long run again, but man, it just doesn't feel like he came out of the pits that long ago. And already that right front, say, down to 64% tire wear remaining on that race truck. So even to make it on 1 stop from here to the end for Crafton is not an easy task, knowing he has to run as hard as he is. And we have another truck on pit road. Ty Majeski in the number 45 truck, but he is just coming out of his pit box. Crafton's still the first driver, 1 lap down in 19, so Ty Majeski on pit road. Unscheduled pit stop. Another driver hoping everything cycles through and he can get back on the lead lap. Still 60 to go, though. There is still time. And that's the nice thing, especially here for Crafton. Still plenty of time left in this race. Only 1 caution for incident so far. We're almost 110 laps in as well. It's crazy. Again, it just adds to the fact we just have not had a lot of cautions in the last few truck or Xfinity races or Cup races up until last night at Kansas. We had 7, so it definitely went up compared to what we were getting used to there for about 3 or 4 races. Even in the Cup Series, the Coke 600, for instance, only 3 cautions for incident the whole night. And that was in the Coke 600. That's the longest race of the year. It took us 3.5 hours to get the race done. Luckily, we had a lot of green flag laps. We had a quick race pace. We were able to get it done in just less than 3.5 hours. But Yeah, it was definitely interesting. There is some heavy lap traffic here along with these leaders. You saw 3 wide just up ahead, and now Crafton's 3 wide in the middle. And again, with every time he can. Oh, we got a truck up and smoking in the wall. It's Natalie Decker in the 44. Looks like the right front tire blew out right in front of some of the leaders in the top 10. Crafton just snuck by to the inside. Crafton now going to get around Friesen. He is hustling right now. He wants to catch the leaders just in case there's a caution. Natalie Decker missed pit road. She couldn't get off the wall until off the exit of turn 4. She might have went back into it again there, 1 or 2. Definitely drifted up the track. Austin Wayne Self leads at Kansas, by the way. Friesen back to 3rd, who took the lead from Crafton, and now Todd Gilliland trying to run him down in that 2nd position. Looks like Decker will get to pit road, and we will stay green for the moment. What I plan on doing as soon as I start making money off of this, I'm not entirely sure. I am going to work my damnedest to try and get a job at a local short track, some sort of an announcing job or something. I would have done that this year, but with COVID going on, and by the time track started opening up, it was only a couple months left in the season, and I still had my full-time job with some weird hours at the time too, that, you know, I was working a lot of hours really early in the week, so if I would have had to turn after a late Saturday night or, you know, Sunday evening or something and miss the cup race, I don't want to do that. If I can find a track that runs Friday nights or Saturday nights consistently, I am A-okay with that. So, yeah, it'll be, that's what I'm going to be going for. I have ideas of where I'm going to go. Honestly, I'm going to start contacting people here in the next couple of weeks, definitely sometime this off season, right around, you know, those January. I don't want to wait too late, so probably right around January, early February, because we don't start local short tracks or dirt tracks anywhere in my area until like early April, mid-April, because it's just too cold before that. So I know I still got time. So honestly, if I could do this and then work there part-time and get paid there just to make enough money that I'm good to go and I can focus fully on broadcasting career, that's probably the first thing I'll start doing. Obviously, little enhancements as well with the channel going along the way that I'm sure you guys will see over time too. So that will only grow and develop as, you know, I start making more money too. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. So again, Crafton is on the lead lap again, so he's got that going for him. But man, only 35% left on that right front tire already, despite being back on the lead lap. And that is definitely concerning because we still got a decent amount of laps left here. And we already know he can't run 40 laps into a run. He just has not been able to do that yet. The longest he has gone is 33 laps. On a stint of tires, 33 green flag laps, that is, on a stint of tires. And that's where it's a disadvantage with this game and the strategy I have when taking tires is I can't take left side tires only. Because I'm sure you would have saw that a couple times tonight too, so we'd really have an extra set left, like 2 sets left total if that was the case, but this game you can't do it. It's either right sides or 4. It doesn't matter if you're on a road course or whatever the case is either. Ooh, Crafton just tapped the wall. Turns 3 and 4, lightly grazed it, kind of like he did in 1 and 2. About a dozen to a couple dozen laps ago when he lightly grazed it early on in the stage. Man, less than 50 laps to go already at Kansas. Race is just flying by. 250 miler here. Under the lights at the Kansas Speedway. He's up to 17, so he's moving up positions as well. And again, those leaders have not yet pit. But everybody has to pit one more time before the end of the race regardless. 48 to go now. Going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race here. Loose off of turn 4 that time, overdriving the race truck maybe a little too hard. Had the lift there. Otherwise he would have ended up in the back of Tanner Gray in the 15. Crafted back into the top 15 again. An extra stop strategy if we were at a track like Atlanta, Fontana, Las Vegas might have worked out a lot better. But Kansas, again, for everybody else, hasn't been wearing out the tires as much. And again, in the Cup race last night, we didn't see a lot of tire fall off either. So that is definitely a huge factor as this race carries forward. .45 to go now. That right front down to 17% left. I mean, we're talking Crafton's going to have to go 8 to 10 laps longer, likely, than what he's gone at all here tonight on a set of tires. That is a lot more than expected. Definitely got to keep it off the wall the rest of this race. But he's still running the outside, which tells you how much he needs to use this outside to his advantage the rest of the way here. And the worst part is he can't save his tires. He's up to 13th now, but he cannot save his tires because everybody's going to have to pit one more time today. And that includes himself, obviously. He's going to have to pit real soon. And he's still 23 seconds off the lead. It might take him the whole rest of the race to catch up to these guys. I don't blame you on that. Yeah, we got away from DirecTV about a year ago when we switched to Hulu. And started just streaming. Yeah, it's a little bit slower. It takes a couple extra minutes if you're watching live sports. I mean, slower meaning like you could be watching it on cable television and you'd probably get everything that happens a minute before, like, say, I would get it with Hulu. But it works out perfectly. Once our internet gets better here, too, as well, it's only going to make it that much better. It's so much more cheaper. Get all of our live sports. So I can still watch all my Tigers games with Fox Sports Detroit and all my Detroit games, you know, Red Wings, Pistons, too. So, yeah, it's really nice in the wintertime. For me. When racing's not going on and I have to find other means to satisfy myself on the weekends. The right front down to about 5% tire wear. We saw Crafton blow a left front tire earlier in the race. Crafton will stay out one more lap here. He's worked himself back into the top 10 and the first of the leaders are coming to pit road. So everybody will be on fairly equal tires the rest of the way as they'll move up to third, passing Chastain before they get into turn 1. So Crafton will pit this time by. We will have 38 laps to go when he comes out of the pits. Man, this is going to be close. He's going to have to run about 5 laps longer. So I guess not as bad as we originally thought it was going to be, but 5 laps longer, and he's hustling to get to pit road to save as much time as he can. Almost got into the back of Spencer Boyd. And again, cannot repair the 7 seconds of damage. No adjustments. Actually, he's going to take half a round of wedge out of the truck too, so I guess there will be an adjustment there for the number 88 team. But 4 fresh tires. Going to top off on fuel. Everybody will be good to go on fuel to the end. Everybody else will be good on tires, but Matt Crafton will have to save 5 laps somewhere in there. It's going to be tough. He was about 8th place when he came to pit road, if you don't count those drivers that pitted before him by a lap. So this is going to make a really, really fun finish to this race.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
And he just came out ahead of Spencer Boyd, who he pitted behind, so pretty fast stop there for the 88 team. And trying to get up to speed. That fast pit stop's going to help too. We'll see. It's going to be a fun drive to the end of this race. Crafton trying to complete the comeback with an extra stop under green, might I add, in the final stage compared to everybody else. And he's going to have to make that right front tire last as well. An extra 5 laps than what he's had to have it last the entire race up to this point. Actually, it's an extra 5.5 laps, really. By the time he got up to speed, it was 5 laps, but obviously coming out of the pits, you got to count that too, so. Extra 5.5 to 6 laps he's going to have to save. And he is in 8th place, so he didn't lose any spots there, even to Jordan Anderson, who pitted a lap before him. Anderson caught up behind the lap truck of Spencer Boyd off of turn 4. That'll cost him time as well down the front stretch. Yeah, Roku, I think just streaming providers in general, whatever one it is just so much cheaper. You see like ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, like all these streaming platforms now, it's just so much cheaper than live sports. And the reason, even just to watch live sports, and the reason why it's so much cheaper is because it's more of a delay. It's not like, it's not that it's laggy, it's just, you know, what you're watching is already happened a couple minutes before you actually see it, where, you know, with cable television, it's literally like a 10-15 second difference watching it between it actually happening, you know, live in person. So really not much of a difference. Watch the races from Twitch. I mean, hey, but that's another streaming platform, so I mean, it's the same concept. Although you're not paying for it, but besides the point. So Crafton is losing time to the leaders right now. Again, he doesn't have a short run truck, and that damage, although he's still got the fastest long run truck, that damage is going to slow him down enough. He came out of the pits 19 seconds off the lead. He's almost 20 seconds back, so he's lost a second in the first 4 laps since coming out of the pits. So a couple tenths a lap. That'll start to even out here eventually. It's just how long will it take for it to even out? And will we stay green to the end of the race? Again, we have only had 1 caution for incident. That came at lap 27. We have gone over 100 laps since the last caution for incident in this race. Good news is Crafton hasn't had to race anybody since making his way back onto the racetrack as well. Jordan Anderson's closing in on him, but he's not quite racing him yet, though he probably will be in a lap or two. Beats Anderson back to the gas just a little bit, but Anderson in his draft down the back straightaway now. Crafton beat him back to the gas that time again, but Anderson gets a huge run in the draft. Crafton breaks the draft down to the inside. So he's able to gap him a little bit there down the tri-oval. And here comes Anderson again. Will he get a run here off of turn 2? I'm sure he will. He might have a chance going into 3. Anderson will likely shoot to the inside and maybe get enough of a run on no. Anderson stays to the top. Not really willing to race Crafton. Crafton runs really high, but so does Anderson. I mean, both trucks were almost in the wall off of turn 4. And again, Crafton to the bottom, breaking the draft through the tri-oval. But they're not racing each other, which is what Crafton loves. Anderson has not taken that shot to the inside, at least not yet. Cup race in just less than 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 30 laps to go at Kansas. Yeah, we will bring you right to the green flag, basically, of the resumption of that race. Underneath John Hunter Nemechek, Riley Herbst there. That might cost Crafton a little bit of time getting into turns 3 and 4. Oh man, the 8 truck almost got in the wall. Got really loose in the center of the corner. Almost got in the wall. He had to cut to the bottom, and that really took Anderson's momentum off because Anderson was already down there to pass both Herbst and Nemechek, but that 8 truck had to catch it. He almost ended up in the wall. If he would have hit the wall, Riley Herbst would have ran right into the back of him too. That could have been our second caution of the race. 22 seconds off the lead for Crafton. Just not gaining quick enough. We didn't have that issue with the Wi-Fi 20 laps into the race too, then we probably, I mean, that cost us 2 to 3 minutes, so I mean, we probably could have been right around 20 to go. We'll get there eventually though. Anderson is definitely losing Crafton now. Crafton's not cutting into the race lead though. He's cutting it into some of these other drivers ahead of him, but that's it. And again, that's why he cannot back off. He's got to go. That right front still not pacing to make it to the end of the race either. Crafton, who has led almost the entire race. Well, not the entire race, but he had led the most laps in the first 2 stages. One stage 1. And pretty much since having to go off strategy late in stage 2, he finished 8th in stage 2. He's running 8th now. He's really far behind the 7th place truck of Sheldon Creed. He's 14 seconds behind him still. It's just a tough break. That's the only good thing a caution will cause too. Obviously it would bunch the field back up, and that'd be less green flag laps that Crafton would have to run, as long as it's not a caution that brings out overtime, of course. And we know Crafton cannot pit again the rest of the race, nor does he want to, already being behind the race leaders as it is, but doesn't want to lose any more ground, of course, even if he was in the lead and cost himself a chance to win there. He's going to have to run it out to the end because he does not have another set of tires. If we get a caution where you would think that I could pit, can't do it. Again, on that last set of tires, so did not think that that was going to be one of the main stories of the day, but it has really turned out to be as this race winds on. And he's starting to run down Creed. He just a couple laps ago was 14 seconds off the lead. Now it's about 12 and a half. That's one thing, though. Crafton's staying consistent with the outside lane. He knows that's the quickest way around most of these mile and a halves, but that includes Kansas with the progressive banking on this racetrack. Caught Ryum in a perfect spot there. Of any, if he was going to run the top, and that was going to be down the back straightaway. And he cleared him easily before they even got into turn 3. And Jason White pulls off the top side, goes to the bottom, helps Crafton out. He was able to keep the outside. As long as Crafton can keep the outside in the corners and not have to check up any extra, he's having a good run. It's going to be closer on Angela Ruck here. In the draft to look low. He's not going to clear Ruck going into turn 3, so he had to lift there before letting the truck slide up in front of her. About 19 and a half seconds off the lead. Only 10 seconds back of Sheldon Creed in 7th now, so he's gained 4 seconds in about 8 to 9 laps. Crafton's coming, but is it going to be too little too late? 20 laps to go at Kansas. Well, he had to lift a little extra there, otherwise he would have ended up in the wall. He kind of overdrove it just a little bit. Man, I'm afraid that right front might not be anywhere close to making it to the end. Already down to 37% rather on the tire wear. I think Crafton's going to have to hope for a caution at this point regardless of the fact, both to help him catch up and it would save him at least 3 to 4 laps. Less he would have to run under green if that caution came out, to get him close to getting to that 33 lap mark, but even then it would still be about 1 to 2 laps shy of it. That's why he's not using the apron through the tri-oval at all either. He's trying to run the outside as well, saving the tires as much as he can as long as he doesn't get in the wall. He had to lift a little bit. Chad Little got, or not Chad Little, Jesse Little. Chad Little's son got in the way there. I don't think I've ever done that yet on any of these streams. I don't think I've ever called somebody by their father's name before. That's funny. Not that we've had many instances to do that, but there's a first for everything, I guess. Creed has gotten around Enfinger for 6, but don't look now. Crafton's only 5.5 seconds behind Enfinger all of a sudden. I mean, again, he is closing on those guys in a hurry. Still 16.5 seconds off the lead. I just don't think he can catch him. Oh, we got a truck on pit road. Looked like it might have been Tate Fogelman in the 0-2. Everybody's about 4 to 5 laps to the good on fuel now. Remember, there were about 4 to 5 trucks that were on the lead lap of the leaders that had pitted even before Crafton, so he can go maybe another lap longer on fuel, but there's still 3 to 4 laps to the good. So as long as we don't go to overtime, they should make it to the finish. I mean, yeah, the Xfinity truck race was good, but I think one thing that I've noticed with rainout races in recent memory, it seems like the drivers are a little more aggressive. And caution will fly with 15 laps to go. Wow. That's going to give Crafton 4 less laps now to run under green. And that is going to be huge for him in trying to make it to the end of the race on that right front. Austin Wayne Self, on the other hand, who was leading, did not want to see that. He is really not led a lot of laps today, but he was pulling away from Gilliland. Caution is out. So we are only going to have 11 laps to go when we go green here at Texas. Oh boy. Free pass goes to Ben Rhodes in 11th, by the way. There were only 10 trucks on the lead lap before that caution. The green flag is in the air. Here we go. Crafton has the fastest truck on the racetrack. He restarts in 8th. Right front down to 23%. Will it make it to the end? Austin Wayne Self gets a good restart. Has the lead for now. Gilliland is going to slide up right in front of the 88 truck. Crafton on the outside. 3 wide now for second place through turns 3 and 4 as Austin Wayne Self leads. Crafton with the run off the outside. He is coming. Oh my goodness. I'll chop the nose off of the 38 truck. Hill went to go high. Couldn't. Crafton's up there for the lead. And Matt Crafton off of turn 2 has cleared Austin Wayne Self to take the lead at Kansas. Will the right front tire hold on to the finish? We are coming to 9 laps to go. It'll be another lead change. There it is, lead change at the line, but Austin Wayne Self is waiting in the wings, hoping for that right front tire to not make it to the end for Crafton. It is going to be a miracle that Crafton's going to be able to hold on and win this thing still. He's going to improve his lead lap by lap here until that tire blows, but he is not going to make it to the end. And he'll have to hang on for dear life. It's going to be how many laps is he going to have to run with a flat right front? I mean, even 1 lap is a mile and a half around this place, and that is a long time to go on a flat tire. That's obviously if it stays green when that happens as well. Rod G not doing another race after this. The Cup race is coming on here just a couple minutes from now, so this is going to be the one and only stream of the night. But the post-race analysis video for Texas will be on later on tonight on the channel as well as usual. And we'll review how the fantasy team did, of course. Don't forget your fantasy teams, because I know it's been 3 days, but my prediction to win was Kevin Harvick, and then he hit the wall because NASCAR didn't want to throw the caution when there was rain on the racetrack, so that was kind of dumb. That's not why I'm salty about it, because he hit the wall of all people. But you saw Denny Hamlin slide up the track. You saw Cole Custer slide up the track. You saw Eric Almirola, Denny Hamlin slide up the track. Like, what? Like, and that was before Harvick got in the wall. And then there was a caution. And then that next restart is when Harvick got in the wall. Like, what? Like, why didn't they? I was telling my grandpa, because I was watching the race up to that point at my grandparents'. I was like, they need to throw the caution. Like, I'm surprised they have not thrown the caution yet. But, yeah, I'll get into that more for the post-race analysis video, I guess. Kind of a teaser there. I was more upset about it at the moment, obviously, when it was happening, because I was like, they should not even be racing right now. I'm so glad there wasn't a big wreck. And I honestly think that that's why Chris Buescher had spun out when he did, and they were wondering how he lost control randomly. Yeah, you're a lot faster mid-corner speeds with this package, but at the same time, the racetrack was wet. I mean, it might not have been as wet as you would have thought, but it was still wet. You have slick tires. Makes a big difference. That right front is down to 7% now for Matt Crafton. We are coming to 4 laps to go this time by. He has opened up a 5-second lead on Austin Wayne Self really quickly here. But when will that right front tire give out? Man, this is not looking good. Right as he just took the lead 4 laps ago. Now by running the outside, it's going to minimize the impact into the wall, but there's going to be no way he's going to save it up there. If he runs the bottom, he's got a chance of saving it, but if he can't save it, so he goes to the apron trying to shortcut the track a little bit. That might wear out the tire a little more, so I'm not sure if that was the right move. Almost got in the wall. That might have blown it if he didn't get to that point. Nice, welcome to the stream. About to be a crazy run here to the finish. That right front is a ticking time bomb on Matt Crafton's race truck. We are coming to 2 laps to go. He's got a 7-second lead on Austin Wayne Self. 7 seconds is the advantage between first and second, and Self has about a second lead over Gilliland in that second position right now as well. Crafton lifted quite a bit there. Turns 1 and 2. He's going to make it. Ran that middle lane. He was bracing for impact, and now the right front tire is down. Down the back straightaway, Crafton has lost the right front, and he drifts up the track. He's going to keep it off the wall, but he is up in smoke. Coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go at Kansas. From 7.5 seconds back, can Austin Wayne Self get to the lead? Crafton is slow. Self just gets to the line as Crafton's getting into 1 and 2. My goodness, he is only able to push about 140 miles an hour off of turn 2. Keeps it off the wall. That's keeping him going here. And he's still got a decent lead on Austin Wayne Self. 1 more corner to go. Austin Wayne Self is clicking right along. Crafton barely keeps it off the wall up at turn 4. And he's going to get there. On a blown right front tire, Matt Crafton will win at Kansas. Oh my goodness. He did it, ladies and gentlemen. Last lap and a half with a blown right front makes it to the finish. First place. Ethan's Gaming Channel, welcome to the stream. Yep, NASCAR race about to finally start. We'll take you to the start of that one. After we take a look at the finishing results here, Crafton was able to make it work. The caution helped him big time, because otherwise if that caution didn't come out, he was going to blow that right front with about 4.5 laps left instead of a lap and a half to go. So he definitely wouldn't have made it across the line first if that happened. And it wiped away the big deficit when he was in 8th place as well. So that definitely helped Crafton get the victory lane despite the right front still blowing out at the end of the race. Crafton won stage 1. He wins the race. Hour 31 minutes total time of the race as well. Austin Wayne Self finishes 2nd, followed by Gillen, Sauter, Freeze in your top 5. Grant Enfinger finished 6th. He won stage 2. Tyler Hill 7th. Creed 8th. 9th was Jordan Anderson. Zane Smith rounds out the top 10. 11 trucks finished on the lead lap. Just 2 cautions for incident today. And we had 4 trucks DNF. Jennifer Jo Cobb, Natalie Decker, Clay Greenfield, and Christian Eckes all failed to finish in this race today. 6th win of the season there for Matt Crafton. He now has a 38-point lead over Stuart Friesen with 7 races to go in the regular season championship. Sauter had the fastest lap with a 32.005. 61 laps led today by Crafton. That was the most laps led in the 167. 250-mile race. Started from the rear. Won it. Tough break is going to go to Christian Eckes, who started on the pole and finished dead last. Unfortunately, got in that big wreck even before the first caution, less than 20 laps into the race. That is going to do it here for this one. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content, and hit the like button down below. Most importantly, for if you enjoy the race, commentary, the video in general, enjoy the Texas race here coming on any second now. They'll be back to green, it seems like. So thank goodness for that. I'll enjoy. Be back for post-race analysis video after the race, and I'll catch you next time. NASCAR Thunder 2004 coming up tomorrow as well. Start time will be about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, thanks for that also, and I'll catch you tomorrow.